Alrighty, we're back. We're playing some Freddy this time. I know he's not like one of the most popular killers, but I do enjoy playing him quite a bit, and his movies are pretty good. So we're gonna dive right in. We're obviously gonna be running Dream Pallets because that is the best add-on to run with Freddy, and we all know that Dream Snares are completely useless. We're running our Corrupt, Spirit Fury, Enduring, and Deadlock, so we have a little bit of early slowdown and mid-game slowdown, as well as being able to delete pallets relatively quickly. We're starting our chase with Rebecca here. She gets stuck on the rock, so that gives us the distance we need to get the free hit. We notice that she's running to the main building. She's running in a straight line. If she had went up the stairs, she might have done something. We could go to the left there to kind of see where she's going. We're trying to cut off her angle on the side of the map behind me, so we force her to go to this side. She's kind of lost. Surprisingly, she didn't take the shack. So we knock her down, and we also notice that there's a couple of gens near us that are kind of going. There's about 2 to 3 people nearby, and if we notice from the get-go that they did have some flashlights. So I looked around, made sure I picked up safely, and got the hook right next to the shack. So meaning that there's no basement in the shack. They've messed up a skill check on the generators, so we go ahead and kick it. And from here, this is where we have 2 generators right next to the person that we hooked, and this is the area that they just started the generator, meaning that we don't really have a lot of progress going, and Rebecca automatically is giving up. So that already pushes the game to our side, and survivor mains are going to get mad. We'll always get mad. Thankfully, Rebecca actually gave up. I did miss a swing there, which is perfect for me. We go ahead and knock her down, or him down, I should say, and then we just go after Rebecca, who apparently wants to take the body block for whatever reason. Started losing her mind with the flashlight and thinks she's going to do some kind of mind game. Which I don't know what the hell she was doing. I went for that swing to bait them to drop the pallet anyway. We want to get as many pallets out of the game as possible. But she decided to greet it and then tried to double back, which I just body blocked the pallet. They go for the save, and now everything is on my side within the first couple seconds of the match. That was a dream pallet, so we got another free down. We go ahead and face the tree so that we don't get blinded. And then we could just take them to another hook, like probably next to the generator that they've been working on. So we kind of look around for a bit. We were like, alright, well, we could just place them here on this hook there because they were going to body block. So we want to get rid of that. We want to punish him for getting in the way. And we can go ahead and go after him now because he already took a hit. They're probably going to go for the save, which is perfectly fine. We want them to get off of gens and go for saves and chases and whatnot. We try to mind game a bit there, but unfortunately they just hold W because that's what every survivor does. And then we go back to our Steve. I don't believe that the pallet he's under is my pallet, so we're just going to leave him down so we can get the other person to get off the gens and go over here. We notice that he's looking behind him quite a bit. I guess he had dead hard because he was looking behind him really hard. I go to fake the gen kick and go straight over there, which is, yeah. Sometimes I do that, like on some occasions, like not a lot of people expect it. Kind of fake a gen kick. I don't think anybody does that. So we try to fake that we're gonna go up there to try to like force them to make a decision, and it's good that we're getting this out the way. So we're going to place our dream pallet. We're going to turn back around because we just noticed that somebody got picked up. So we're going to go ahead and kick that pallet down as well because they know I have dream pallets, so they're trying to waste time. We're going to try to place on another one while we're blind. That's usually what I try to do. And then we fake the teleport. We're trying to get as much pressure as we can. We notice that 2 people are injured. If we can find one of them, we're definitely going to get them out the game. Or at least get them on the hook again. We noticed that Adam's back. I believe he was the one that got unhooked, so perfectly fine. We got him down, and we pick him right up. We have our Spirit Fury charged, so if we do go against somebody else who's injured, we can take them out. The hook's literally right in front of me, so I'll just take the free hook state, and then from there we can defend our objective. Now, I know a lot of people don't main Freddy. I do main Freddy. He's not my number 1 main because it goes to Ghostface, but obviously, I still enjoy Freddy. I do enjoy a lot of the M1 killers. I think that they require the most skill. And of course, Adam gave up on Hook, which is perfect for us. We took 2 people out, and that's still at 5 gens. We go to fake the gen to see if we can push them off. We notice that there's a Steve here, so we go for the free hit. And we're going to continue to go after him. He's next to a pallet trying to greet it. We knock him down, and then we can go ahead and replace our dream pallet. And we can try to go find the other Steve. We're gonna go kick the gen just to get some free blood points. And we still have our Spirit Fury charged. So depending on if the other Steve wants to get injured, we can definitely get a free knockdown from that. We're gonna leave them slugged so that we can pressure some other generators and see if they try to push up to get the revive, which is perfect for us. We want to get that 4K, obviously. So we're still looking around. We noticed some scratch marks, so we're gonna go ahead and start chasing this Steve. He seems a little bit lost. He's trying to loop this little, I don't know what to call this, like a little house, I guess, a little hut or something. I don't know. He usually has like a campfire in there. We try to bait it, go for the vault there. He completely leaves the tile, so he's gonna start running toward the person to revive. So I'll just take the free hit on them, and we turn back around, and he's just gonna stand there like a moron. Then we can go right after him. Yep, gets the free hit because they think the pallet's real. Perfectly fine. He's gonna go right back to the same spot. But I have the full advantage here, regardless of how long he takes to get killed or not. His teammate is still on the ground, and they already lost the game. So he tried to like fake it and fell down. That completely cost him the game, and then he got stuck on the chest there. So that is the game, right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the game for these people here. I'm gonna include another gameplay right after this one if you want to stay tuned to hear more of the informative gameplay here. I know a lot of people say Freddy's like the weakest killer in the game. I don't really think he is. I think that goes to Trapper. We all know Trapper is very weak. He just doesn't have a lot of utility. If we're talking objectively, I mean, people can play really well with Trapper. We know Trapper is very solid in the right hands. And I actually played a lot of Trapper starting out with Killer, so I was just in the trenches with no perks, pretty much. Base game perks and playing as Trapper, so that was a tough time. But once you're in the trenches, you start to realize a few things. So we noticed the other guy gave up, and we were just looking around. I think I'll just skip to the end here. Alright, we're back after a short intermission. So I'm playing on RPD. It's actually one of my favorite maps. Probably one of the best maps, honestly, in the game. I really enjoy this map. So I spawn on this side of the map. I'd call it the right side if you're coming from the gate when you first enter. So they're on my left side. We know that they spawn there, so we immediately go for the hit here. And we're gonna go ahead and drop down and try to follow them for a little bit. We know that they are gonna be on the gens like behind me from where I'm currently at, but we want to see if we can get any pallets like early on in the game. So we try to follow her through because we want to get to a chase as soon as possible. We do have corrupt, so the farthest gens are going to be blocked, so we don't have to worry about those, or they're most likely going to be on the middle gen. So you can see I'm mind gaming. I'm doing my doing the footwork. I feel like I should have got the hit there, but I just took advantage anyway. We have enduring for a reason, so we just go ahead and get rid of that pallet. We don't have to worry about that pallet anymore. We just continue to follow her to see if she'll drop another one. She seems like she doesn't really know what the hell she's doing, so we're trying to take advantage of that. She started greeting the pallet, so we take advantage, and we're going to go ahead and go for the grab immediately and try to hook them toward the center of the map because we know exactly where they are. So we could probably put them, if there's an opening, we could probably slip through there, put them in the center hook, or we could put them on the hook on the top of the steps. Either way, we put them in the center of the map so we can defend both the center gens and also the gen like next to us. Unfortunately, they got the gen done. I decided to commit to the teleport, hopefully that they would get off of it. They did not. But we go ahead and take the free hit, and we're going to go stay in the middle of the map because this is where most of the action is, and they can't really pass through without us knowing. They could do the gens either behind us in that little bathroom area. We have a Claudette hiding in a corner like a fucking moron. Either way, we're going to go after her next because she is pretty close. We would try to push her away from the hook because we want to try to get Yui to get to the second hook state if possible. We know that the next gen that has the most progress is over there in that little area that we were at earlier. I don't remember what that room is, but it has the king statue in it. So we know that there's at least 2 people injured, so they can't push. We know Meg is close. And the Claudette is close, so that means that the third person is most likely on a gen or coming for the save, which is perfect. We injure them, and we start chasing Yui. No one else can body block for Yui because they're all injured, so they're gonna have to go and save Nancy. They're gonna try to push her here. She's thinking she's gonna do something. That's perfectly fine. We want this pallet out the way anyway. Perfectly fine. Really don't care. Ideally, with the build like this, with Spirit Fury and Enduring, you just push through every pallet aggressively. You don't want to waste any time. So we're going to push through, try to get Yui. They just picked up Nancy. They're most likely going to try to heal themselves, because if they're smart, they're going to realize that it's not a good idea to waste any time here. We know that she's going to pre-drop because she's injured. She tried to wait really long for that, and that's perfectly fine. We charge up our Spirit Fury. Nancy, for some reason, decided to show up all close. I don't know why, but, you know, Yui's already dead. Or at least close to it. I think she didn't make it to second state, so she's not dead yet. But she's definitely close to it. We're going to definitely try to at least try to teleport to the farthest generator from us, because we've realized that they more than likely are going to be on a gen as far away from the action as possible. That's probably the smartest play. So we're chasing Nancy here. Just a bit to kind of gauge where these people are. They're more than likely going to run the opposite way. If they're smart, they're going to run the opposite way of where the gen is being done. But either way, if a gen is being done or not, we still have one person on a hook, and the other people are either going to try to heal themselves or go for the save. We notice that there's a clown Claudette over here, so we're going to go after them. And then we fake that. We're going to alright, they can let them run away. We're going to try to teleport to the farthest gen, at least fake it to try to see if we can push them away. So we notice that they're going for the save. I believe that's 2 people injured, because Claudette's the only one that's not injured. Which, if she was smart, she would have went for the save, but she did not. So we're going to go after Nancy next, because she is the closest. She's trying to body block for Yui, which is incredibly, incredibly stupid. And then because he's going to camp that pallet, we get a free down. That's exactly why I run Spirit Fury Enduring with Dream Pallets on Freddy, because they will, regardless of what pallet they think they're using, it will be completely invalidated, and that's exactly what we want. So we got her on a hook. We don't even have to worry about trying to defend her. They got a gen done, but that was after maybe 2 people got injured and all this other stuff. We're really buying a lot of time. Yui is literally on death, so there's no reason for her to be running toward the hook, and we knock her straight down. I think the Nancy and the Yui must be like in a duo or something, because they were trying to save each other. She did get the 4%. I don't entirely know why Behavior loves doing that, but we're not really gonna question it, because we already got one out the game. The game is already pushed to our side now. It's already completely pushed to our side. So one person's is dead, the other one is injured. The other one is injured, and then Claudette is not. Claudette should be healing her teammate, but she's not. We're trying to commit to a teleport across the map just to kind of gauge where everybody is. This gen is not being worked on, so they're probably upstairs. And while we have some downtime, yeah, Freddy is definitely at least in like an A tier killer, maybe B. But he's not weak. Yeah, Nancy just lost out of her mind, because she's in the dream world, so we have that extra stealth element added to our kit here. So you can just put her on there and get a second hook stay for free. Regardless of what gen they think they're on, it really does not make a single difference. We're going to go ahead and break this pallet and start charging up our Spirit Fury and place a Dream pallet. And then we're going to try to make our way over. We're going to just kick it for some extra points. Why not? They're most likely on the very farthest gen away from the action, because it's more than likely what they're doing. I'm trying to force them to try to come up, but I don't think they are. And then she gave up right next to her, which is perfect. And then that forced Meg to come over for the save. She thinks it's real, we'd get a free hit. And that's exactly the power of the Dream Pallets. You should not be listening to people saying that snares are good or snares are underrated or whatever lies they like to say. It's not true. It's not true. And look at that. Because I have Dream Pallets, now you're forcing survivors to waste precious resources that they really don't have many of on this map specifically. And they just waste time dropping pallet after pallet after pallet after pallet because of just one Dream pallet. They lost their minds. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. They don't know what's real, but because they're wasting all that extra time trying to drop the pallets down, they lose a ton of distance, and then we could just get a free hook here. And I kept telling her no, because he's trash. So we're going to go ahead and look around, see if there's any hooks nearby. We're going to get our free hook state here. She's more than likely going to give up, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. We're just going to go ahead and get the free hook there because we want our blood points, and we're going to go ahead and teleport to the very farthest gen because it's more than likely the one that they're on. It doesn't seem like they're on it. There's still 3 gens to go for them, and there's only one person alive. We ended up right behind Claudette here. I think she gave up, so we go ahead and just take her out. Very easy game, honestly. If you know what you're doing and you play the way that you want to play, not playing ethically, not playing to the Survivor rulebook, not playing to the stupidity that you hear in the comments section or the stupidity you hear from survivors. You play the way you want to play, and you're gonna win your matches. Somehow for some reason they gave Claudette the 4% again, and the hatch spawned. Of course, this game will lie. This game will come up with all sorts of bullshit. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the hatch was right in her face. This game. Behavior doesn't like us killers winning, I guess, but there you go. That's the commentary for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and stuff like that, and make sure that we all know that that Freddy here is S tier.